Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Max.
Here we are, all three of us today.
Indeed.
If Patreon's your thing, check out the link in the description below. Loads of stuff on there, all starting for a bargain price of just
£1.50 a month.
What could we find on there, Mike?
Get full watch alongs of Family Guy, full watch along of US Office. We've got Last Chance. What else we got?
The Last Dance.
Last Dance. In-Betweeners. Doing full watch alongs of
yeah.
In-Betweens, which is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's very funny.
Loads of hundreds of videos, block videos, block content.
Yeah, if you're into British humour, then I don't think there's anything as funny as the In-Betweeners.
It is good. Yeah, I'd never seen it before. It's so funny. It really is.
I was watching the news earlier today, and they had an American comic on doing impressions of Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
I didn't get his name. They didn't put his name up, but I thought he was very funny. It's not one I recognised.
Oh, right.
And I thought he's funny. He was interviewing as if he was Donald Trump.
Was he?
Yeah, it was quite funny. And based on that, Max has put in Bill Hader's best impressions, which we've not sort of got into Barry yet, neither have we?
Oh, it's such
I've started watching it. It's very funny.
Very funny.
Right.
Bill Hader's a great impressionist.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Is that his
so
main
talented.
thing, Bill Hader? I'm not that
He was on,
familiar with him.
He was on SNL for a long time.
Right.
Funny guy.
So I've probably seen him on there.
Yeah, you know
right,
him,
okay.
yeah. Anyway, let's get into this. Bill Hader's best impressions.
Malkovich.
Yes, that's from the film. Yes.
I can be John Malkovich.
I'm sorry.
Hello, my name is John Malkovich.
I don't sound anything like that.
No, you sound exactly like this.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Oh, no.
Yeah, on an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie called Collateral Damage, and all right. One person's like, hey. No, and that was the big line in that movie was, "Open up the door, there's a bomb in there." The first time I met him, I go, he comes up to me and he had a cigar in his mouth and he goes, "What is Jeff and Peter?" That's his hair and makeup guys. Yeah. And I go, I don't know, I'll find them. And he goes, "Find them. Show me your leadership capabilities."
I'm not going to lie though, Arnold Schwarzenegger's one of them that when you do when people do impressions, he's one of the easy ones to do. If you get someone who's an impressionist, I imagine they go for Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. They'll go for
Christopher Walken.
Yeah,
big one.
Malkovich is probably another one.
Malkovich will be a big one.
And also Rocky or Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump now.
Donald Trump, loads of them go for Trump. But with like Schwarzenegger, I mean, so many lines, great lines that he had in his films as well. Like, I'll be back and all. There's so many of them that you can do, just short and sweet.
That was funny.
Big one-liner guy.
Yeah. Show me your leadership quality. It's quite funny that.
When he's playing that character, it is terrifying. Like, he'll be talking to you about, like, we're probably talking about music or movies or whatever, and then the minute they say action, he is so terrifying. And he can do, like, I go, how did they do that thing in the first movie where your eye kind of goes up when Pennywise, I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but when he senses something, he kind of goes like, bah, you know, or whatever, and his eye goes bah, like that. And I go, how is that a digital thing? And he went, oh, you mean this? And then he just did it. I do Fred. Yeah, Fred talks with his hands and he just talks about Portland all the time. He goes, oh, I love Portland. I fly over there. I have my apartment. I have my records. I go across the street. I have my car.
Don't do Fred Armisen.
No, I don't.
He's also on SNL. You'll know it. Yeah.
Right.
Big glass. He's like, it's great, dude. He goes to that all the time. Dude. Colin Jost wrote a sketch where I was Alan Alda auditioning for Biff in Back to the Future. And I was like, hey, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? I gotta tell you, this is just great. I love this. This is a great movie. And I took my daughters to see Finding Dory, and I'm in the first scene of that, and I'm kind of like looking at them, you know, and I come up, and my middle daughter, Harper, just stood up and walked right out of the theater. And I was like, well, and I went out, and she was, you know, she's 4, but she was like, did we not have that conversation? Like, what's wrong with you, man? Like, I remember it. Do you remember it? And then Kristen Wiig's always cold. And always cold. And then she's like, are you going to that thing? Are you going to go to that thing? Are you going to go to that thing? That's what she always says.
She's cold all the time?
She's always cold. Like, she's a giant space heater with her just going around. Like, and I did SNL, and we were like, good night. And then it was like, we had to rush to get on his plane. To LA for the Emmys. And I was on the plane with Seth Meyers and Fred Armisen, and I go, I've never been on a on Lorne's plane before. This is really exciting." And they're like, "Yeah, yeah. You know, you should sit in the back with him." I was like, "Really? Oh, wow." You know, and so I sat down with Lorne, and he talks, like, he tells you everything about Saturday Night Live, and it's the coolest thing, but I was so exhausted, and he talked the entire time, and he'd be like, "And that man was Chevy Chase." And then he'd wake up and he'd be like, "And Dick Ebersol said, you know, it's really your show." You wake up and it's like, "And Ray Charles said they all owe me money."
Good impression, that.
You wake up and he's like, "And that's how you grow blueberries in May." The sun is coming up. And I'm looking back, and there's Fred and Seth sleeping all peacefully. And I'm like, "Oh, gosh, this is going to be a quiz, you know? Like, now, when did Chevy leave, Bill?"
How do you grow blueberries?
"How do you grow the blueberries? Do you mash them with your feet? That's wine!" Just totally into, like, the peripheral and, like, weird things. So he was like, "Oh, wow. We got some lights. Got a couple of cameras. That's nice." Yeah. And the other people on it I love is Josh Mankiewicz.
Oh, wow.
Josh Mankiewicz is the best because he kind of has a stuffy nose. He's always in Aruba. It's like, "The guy killed someone in Cabo San Lucas. That's mine." Like, he always gets the best. And then he goes. He always says you could have a drinking game with this. Every time he'll do this. He goes, "So you found a dead." Now most people, when they find a dead body in their house, they call 911. But you didn't do that, did you? Jason Sudeikis is always chewing gum. He's always like, "All right, buddy, how you doing?" He sent me a very sweet text after he saw Skeleton Twins. It was so sweet, long text about how much he loved the movie and everything, but I could not read it without thinking of him chewing gum. "Okay, good, buddy. Great performance. Loved it, buddy. Olivia and I loved it."
That's how.
I'm not gonna lie though, I read text when someone sends me a text. I read it in their voice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm the same. Yeah.
It can help sometimes,
Yeah.
can't it?
Whoever sends it, I read it in their voice.
Yeah.
It's bizarre, that, isn't it? I wonder if that's how the brain works.
Maybe, yeah.
Jeff
Visualize
Sudeikis
it.
always, you say something to him and he goes, "Oh, that's funny." That's funny. That's very funny. He sounds like he's had a cold since he was 2 years old. And he's always like, "Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I like that. That's good. Yeah, that's good." And then he'll say, like, you know, his answer to everything. He's like, "You know what the interesting thing is? You just want to see how up you are. You know."
Very good, very good. You remember my boy, H.W.? No! No! I've abandoned my child! I've abandoned my boy! I've abandoned my child! Oh, here he is. He's right here.
It's the only. I love true crime shows. And Keith Morrison has that real folksy kind of way of talking. He's like, you saw your father shot in the face." Well, that must have been a while. Conan's kind of like, you know, you're like this, and you're kind of like, "Oh, and you do this thing," and then it's kind of like, "How you doing? I'm Conan O'Brien." That's it. Two twos is four is eight. And then the other guy's Dennis Murphy on there. The guy, he has Dennis Murphy. Dennis Murphy has this real kind of sing-song way of talking. But he always gets things, he's like an old kind of news reporter. He always gets stories about, like, young kids, like, murdering each other or something. So it'll be like, you know, Katie and Kara were BFFs. He goes, they had just bought the new Future album that had just dropped, and they were smoking Kush and twerking, like, just trying to fit in. It's like, their LOLs quickly turned to WTFs. We played cops in that movie, and I was always, we get, what do you call it? Not arrested, but messed with by when I was growing up by this cop, and he wore glasses. And when a cop wears glasses, you're just kind of like, okay. I don't know. There's something about a cop in glasses, and I was like, oh, I'd like to wear glasses. And then it becomes a thing where they bring out the glasses and they're showing me this, whatever. And I tried on so many glasses, and then I go, what should I wear? And they go, well, Seth, what do you think? And he's like, I really don't give a shit. He can literally wear like whatever the he wants. I mean, I don't really care. It makes zero difference to me. It's like, I mean, no one cares. So yeah, I did Pacino. It was kind of weird, interviewing his new maid staff. So it was like all new maids.
And he's like giving them instructions?
Yeah, it was like, if I walk into this kitchen and I see a cantaloupe on that table, I will lose my mind.
Steven!
Nice.
Very good. He's a very funny guy.
He's a very talented person in general.
And he's acting. Like I say, when I watch him in Barry, I just think he's a great actor and a great. You can tell his comedic value is just he's right there.
Yeah,
he's bang on.
Timing's always perfect. Yeah,
but you see when he's being interviewed as well, the way he just sort of like talks and then breaks in, and you see his mind just racing.
Yeah,
with shit he wants to
think
talk about.
And it's not what he's actually saying. It's not just the impression. It's actually the lines he's coming out with as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're thinking of all sorts when you're an impressionist. It's absolutely the whole.
I think
the whole package.
With impressionists, I think what they do, they try and pick up words that are easy to say in that.
Yeah, it gets them into it straight away.
Yeah, certain mannerisms maybe helps as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, funny guy though.
Absolutely.
I'd love impressions like that.
Yeah, same. Hope you guys enjoyed that as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.
Cheers.